After my partner of many years and I got married, people often asked whether we felt different. I knew that I did, though I couldn't articulate exactly how. A few weeks later, I had evidence of just what had changed. About a month after our small ceremony, I was sitting in my husband's room at New York Presbyterian Hospital, where he was recovering from the bone marrow transplant that was supposed to be the best hope against the aggressive form of leukemia he'd been diagnosed with 5 months earlier. The thing that most people don't know about a bone marrow transplant, also known as a stem cell transplant, is that the actual procedure is more like a blood transfusion than surgery. The bone marrow cells are slowly dripped into the fully awake patient with close monitoring throughout the procedure. The major turmoil comes both before and after the transplant. Bone marrow, which produces blood cells, is the foundation of the body's immune system. In order to transplant a new one, the old one must first be destroyed. The in-hospital 5-day protocol of full-body radiation and chemotherapy leaves the patient depleted, nauseous, prone to infection, and feeling generally awful. Things don't get better right after the transplant is performed. In a reversal of an organ transplant scenario, where the body attacks a new kidney or liver, here the transplanted cells attack the body they've been inserted into. The predictable result is known as graft versus host disease. Fevers, rashes, diarrhea, near delirium at times. Nutrition has to be supplied intravenously, and doctors work to bring one infection under control, even as another one pops up, a life and death version of whack-a-mole. I spent many days sitting by Stan's bed for hours as he slept or stared off into space. The oncology nurses were the only thing that made the experience bearable for patients and their families. When a new nurse came in one day and we introduced ourselves, she said, "Oh, you must be the husband." I laughed. Although we'd been together for 19 years, we'd only been married for a month, and I think it was the first time anyone had referred to me by the new job title. It took me by surprise, and when I mentioned that we were newlyweds, she asked if anyone had given me vouchers for the lobby coffee shop. They hadn't, and later that day she came back and handed me those coupons. While I had always been treated with courtesy and respect during Stan's earlier hospital stays, and I was listed as next of kin on all the forms, no one ever conducted a detailed inquiry about what our relationship was. In fact, the only time that happened was when a nurse's aide who didn't know us asked if the visibly aged Stan was my father, a sad variation on the "Are you guys brothers or something" routine that gay men usually encounter when strangers recognize a connection but don't know exactly what it is. The coupons were a sign of the kind of casual, taken-for-granted recognition that had been missing through most of my life. I'm reminded of a song from the stage version of Cabaret. How the world can change. It can change like that, due to one little word, married. The coffee shop vouchers may seem trivial compared to the emotional, legal, and financial benefits that civil marriage confers. But I happily recounted this story to friends and acquaintances and always concluded by saying, when you're married, you get the coupons.